So we're here today for the Forestry Commission England funded projects for timber and construction, which are very much about how to innovate in that space with respect to how to improve supply chain engagement and collaboration, how to add value to the English forest resource, and correspondingly how we can use more local resource for the delivery of construction and the built environment with respect to innovative timber products.
Through the Timber and Construction Innovation Fund, we've seen a whole range of projects at various stages of sort of R&D and development. So we've seen some that are really close to market, so timber products that you can actually feel and see, and you can feel and see some of them here today. But we've also got projects looking at supply chains. So bringing woods into management is really important because it's good for biodiversity. It lets light to the forest floor when you bring trees down. And we also want to make sure that we're making use of that really valuable resource. So trying to find uses for timber that's been sourced from English woodlands and use that in long-lasting components for things like construction. We
have the Timber and Construction Policy Roadmap that's now been published. We've got the UK government saying they want to deliver 1.5 million homes within the next term. We've got the need to do that ideally from regenerative approaches, which signpost to timber, and ultimately we want to use more local resource within that so that we have supply chain resilience. Taking cognizance of the fact we will always have to import, but we want to have better resilience within that so that we're using more local resource within that portfolio, particularly if we're going to raise the bar in terms of what it's doing within not just housing delivery, but equally what we need to do with regards to the delivery of schools, hospitals, communities, commercial facilities, or indeed the upgrade and refurbishment of the existing built environment.
We're really hoping to see projects today explain their outputs and showcase those, and then get a better understanding for how they can feed into the timber and construction roadmap.
We've got various projects presenting on the amazing innovation that they've been doing. It's a really collaborative atmosphere. I think for timber and construction to be successful, it's needed. It's quite a long supply chain and very different people along it with very different experience and very different knowledge. So we can't succeed without that collaboration. It's really good to see people from industry here, that they're sort of looking at what potentially could be coming in terms of innovation and how that might affect their business. I think what's taking away is this is achievable. That some of the innovation or research is at research stage, but it doesn't feel like it's that far away from actually being a product that's used in a real building, because a lot of the projects are collaborations with people from industry and they're actually making it. One of the projects is going to become an education space in this very building when it's finished. So it's traditionally an industry that's been slow and difficult to change, but there's a lot of things that can change quite quickly.
I think we'd like to bring people together to discuss projects like this more frequently. I think it's been really valuable for people to come and learn about the projects. Obviously, people produce reports, but there's something a lot more tangible about when you're here in person and speaking to people and you can see things and ask questions. That's been really valuable.
What's next? I think that's the key question, isn't it? I think what we've had through this event is the bringing together of the organisations that have been involved with these respective projects. We have the findings that have come from them, and obviously what's been identified through this day, through the Q&A, the question and answers, the dialogue and the networking, is there's so much more to do and we can't lose that momentum. So it's really about building upon this and driving it all forward.
We need to stimulate more investment, whether that's private finance or more grants to scaling these projects up and making them happen.
We have to take this information and get it in front of the right audiences, whether that's the policymakers, whether it's the investors, or whether it's the future generations that we want to engage with this as a career. I think it's fundamental that we get the messaging of what we're doing and the enthusiasm out of that room into that broader network.